Alrighty, well, welcome to, where are we? What class for today? Wealth Ceiling Rewired, aligned to receive. Sometimes in a week, I can teach 3 classes or so. It is absolutely my happy place. And then the aligned woman teaching in there. So I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So I want to say hello to those who here live with me. I love it. You guys help the energy of the room. And we have 11 women signed up. So that's always exciting. I threw this program together, I think, in less than a week. So, how does it get any better than that? And I'll tell you why I ended up doing that. So, all of the new people or the recording people, you're here, the recording people, the people who listen to the replay, you're here with us energetically. I have you in front of me and sending energy to each and every one of you. So, my question for you is, are you awake, aware, and ready to grow? I have that on my desk and I just love it. It's like every day, am I awake, aware, and ready to grow? And I am, because I'm always ready to grow. So let's start here. I'm going to share my screen and let's do that. This is going to be not a very formal, what do I want to call it? A PowerPoint. We're just going through my notes because that's what I did. So everybody can see that really good?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Let me put you guys over here. Okay. So really quick, because we've got 3 of you here. What brought you to this class? What was like the ping of like curious and I want to know more? Jennifer, what about you?
Um, Great question.
And if
Really
you,
curious about what I can build at this stage in my life.
okay,
Um, Lots of things are happening and they're all very, very good.
love it.
I'm very grateful to have met you. So I'm really curious about what's coming and how can I make sure it gets here and
Love it.
doesn't get repelled off. So my being here is really about curiosity.
Okay, yeah, that's the best. That's the best, funnest energy that we can be. Okay, Miss Diane, what about you?
Like I think for me, it's just a I really wonder. I'm in wonderment over what is a ceiling. I never thought about can put the ceiling up on yourself and you can't bust through it, but it's your ceiling kind of thing.
Yes.
And like, how can you do this?
Yeah.
And I had no idea that I probably might have done that to myself maybe several times in my life.
Love it. And because you know my work and you've worked with me a while, and
Yes.
all 3 of you are in the aligned woman's path, which we're going to talk about that, is a lot of our ceiling, of course, isn't even ours.
Mm.
As we know, 99% of our stuff doesn't belong to us. So tie that into your wealth ceiling. Okay, we'll talk about that. Michelle, babe, what about you?
Well, it's funny. I was just talking to Brooke and telling her I was coming to this because anytime you do anything that's related to money, I just know that I have to be there because there is a block. I am doing something. And I think that you named it brilliantly. Because of course I went straight to women and glass ceilings, right? And then I was like, oh, that's such a good name. I would have been here no matter what you named it, Lynnae, but I
Okay.
just wanted you to know that I thought that was a very catchy, like, if I didn't know you, didn't know what was happening, I'd be like, "Ooh,
It
what's
still would
that?"
have gotten it.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, but yeah, there's just something I need to I want to receive everything, and the cool thing is you've been teaching me about an awareness of when I stop it, but now
Okay.
I don't wanna stop it anymore. I don't wanna
Got
stop
it.
it. No more ceilings.
Okay. And I don't mean to distract it. I had somebody's just texting me asking where the link is, and I think I sent it out several times. Are you
So
joining? It's all right. Okay, there we go. Let me answer her there. Okay, so cool. Curious, wonderment, and ceiling, glass ceiling. This is where we get to look at the dynamics of energy. That glass ceiling was real. It is real. And some of us, I think even our age group, bought into that. Okay. So let's give an actual definition of what we're looking at for tonight. Your wealth ceiling is the unconscious. Okay, unconscious. Let's trigger that word. It's the limit to what your mind and body have set on how much money, success, or abundance feels safe for you to have. Okay? We're going to keep breaking this down. It's not about how smart, capable, or hardworking you are. How many freaking money classes have you guys taken? Like so many. And how many have I taught? And we are in a different collective awareness of another level of money. So, what I'm teaching tonight is what we didn't know 2 or 3 years ago. Because it's like, well, why didn't I know that? And that's what we're talking about. So, it's about your nervous system and subconscious, and that they believe what is safe or familiar. Okay. No joke. Today I got 4 emails from other coaches that are teaching on the same thing, because collectively we're all talking about these levels, nervous system, and I'm going to talk even more deeply in the course about the subconscious. You can't go to your own subconscious on your own. You have to have help getting there and doing that work, okay? So when you start to earn or receive more than what feels normal, your brain can actually think, whoa, this is too much. And your body might react with stress, worry, or patterns, loops that pull you back to comfort, okay? Has anybody ever had that? Like where money's come in and it just goes out so darn fast, or it doesn't come in. So why don't we also right now, as we get going through this, allow yourself, your system, to release automatically just what doesn't belong to you. And so just put it on automatic release. And so every time you feel like a charge of energy coming up in your body, just acknowledge, I wonder what that is. I'm curious. I wonder what else I can do to release that and to align with it. Okay. Know that the ceiling is not failure or self-sabotage. It's your system trying to protect you. And this is what we haven't known to the level that we know today. Okay. The good news is once you teach your brain and your body that more is safe, your wealth ceiling naturally rises. You begin to receive, hold, and enjoy more with ease. And again, this was my notes that I put together, so I'm just sharing it with you, and we'll go from there. So there's many layers to that. Okay, so all of that is the mental, the emotional, the energetic, and the physical. All of these layers, we've done so much mindset work. You may have done the emotional is more the subconscious work. The energetics, mastering your energy, is what I have been teaching for 6 years. And the physical, how is our body? Okay. Oh, she's coming in. Great. Okay. So there are many layers to it. And I teach it all in one place, step by step. So your whole system aligns together. All righty. Glad to have you. Welcome. I knew that you were going to stay off camera, so she let me know that ahead of time. So I am Lynnae, the founder of the Aligned Woman's Path. You're going to hear the word aligned like a lot, because that is what I'm aware that I have been doing, and I'm inviting women to become aligned. And what the heck is that? Okay. What I want to talk about, just to be so upfront, transparent, I'm always transparent. I don't even like that word, but that's who I am. Is before we dive in tonight, I want you to know that this class opens the door to something bigger. And you're going to learn a lot. We're going to have so much information tonight. So just being in this class, you'll walk away with that. And if you choose what you're hearing and you're like, I want more, my Aligned Woman Path is a 4-month journey. Okay. So in those 4 months, Diane's in the aligned woman. We just finished our second month. Michelle is in it. So it rotates. Every month, there is a new energy topic that we align with: regulation, reset, becoming the next aligned version of you, aligned energy and worth. And that's what we're moving into. Okay. And choice and embodiment. What I got this hair up my head last week was like, money, people, money, people, money, money, money. There is so much scarcity, fear, lack, and survival going on right now. And it's real. I get that with what is happening. What is happening. And I'm like, we've got to talk about the energetics. I wish like the whole world would sign up for this class, but not everybody gets the work I do. Is as we go into the holidays, who can you show up as aligned with your awareness of money for you? Because remember, 98% of our money story and so forth has come from all of our upbringing. So when we start to enter into just this financial purge these next few months and being around family, I just like, we got to talk about money. We got to talk about how much more ease we can have with it. So I opened up for the first time in this program where you can just join for 1 month to work just on money. Okay. So, and I'm doing it 1 month experience. We actually start on Thursday. So you kind of got to make a quick decision. And we run it through December 4th and available at the price for $297. Okay. You cannot beat that. Okay. And the value, this is actually wrong. It should be a little bit less because that's the value of the whole program. But the value of this is like $250. Okay. That's my story. And at the end, I will invite you to learn more about how you can join us. Okay, take a breath. What is your current wealth ceiling? And so I'm going to go through a couple questions really here. What is your current wealth ceiling? What is your past relationship with money? Now, these are just questions right now. Let them kind of percolate. Okay. What's your first memory about money? Okay. Before we can change anything about money, we get to meet the story. Okay. And not just the levels of the story. The money story was shaped by our early moments. Kitchen table comments, which is what we're going to be going into the holidays, the kitchen table comments and talking about the government right now, possibly the fight you overheard, the look on a parent's face when the bills came due. Your nervous system learned what was safe and what was not. Okay. And a lot of this is is within us. It's in our nervous system. And we don't know that until we know that. And that's even deeper than the nervous system is the subconscious. Okay. Before we go, because I've only got a few of you on here, does anybody have a ceiling, a current wealth ceiling that they're aware of, that they want to share? Okay.
I think I might, well, what I'm aware of is this sense of I can make more than everyone in the family, but I can't make a lot more,
Great.
you know?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I can come in first, but I can't just be abundantly out there.
Okay, fabulous.
Yeah.
So hello to that belief system. We know that belief system. Now the energetics of that locks that into your world, and then the subconscious of where it's tied into the nervous system. I'm getting certified in emotion code right now, and I'm learning about how these limitations, they can be the size of like a baseball to a grapefruit, locked and lodged into our energetic bodies. I know that, but to really study and learn about it, and then we wonder why we have pain. Hello. So I'm really excited about that. Has anybody ever heard how do I word this? If you've been in sales before, especially in network marketing, there's this $10,000 belief system. When I hit $10,000, something magical will happen. Everything gets easier at 10,000. When I'm at 10,000, I will be successful. Every coaching program out there is learn how to make $10,000. So this is a belief system that's a collective belief system. So your current wealth, it just collectively is the ceiling, the $10,000 ceiling is what, has anybody ever said that how much do you want to earn this month? And you've said 10,000? Oh, okay, okay. That's not made up, especially if in your sales, you have bought in that 10,000 is your ceiling. Okay. Now your ceiling, okay, the ceiling the ceiling is probably below that. And that's where we're stuck. And then because you don't hit it, then you go into judgment, and then you're in the whole entire energetic loop. Welcome to whatever that is. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So with that, let me just look at that really quick. Relationship with money, buying into the $10,000 story. I'm going to tell you very quickly, did anybody hear my story on the tools page about how I lost $90,000? Okay, I just did it as a quick. Here is how a current wealth ceiling works. This is real. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I found out I lost $90,000 in my IRA. This is real. I had earned this money when I was a regional vice president of a mortgage company in my 20s. It was one of the most stressful, started to hit my bottom emotionally and physically. It was the beginning of my bottom. And so when I was making all this money, putting in my IRA, I never owned that money, ever. It just sat in the account. I watched it every month. I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't do. So when my stockbroker called 3 months ago and said, I'm sorry to tell you this, but we've lost all of it. He lost it. Okay. But I never owned it. My husband was blown away. He was just like, all I'm like, you know what? It was never mine. Now, some people won't get that, but I got it. So I don't want that to happen to anybody again. That's a different type of belief system where I couldn't own it because everything about that money at that time meant I was dying. I was in the middle of, at the bottom of my eating disorder, drinking, male dominated industry. I was so scared, everything I was doing, and the money kept coming in. So that stuff is locked into my body. Okay, so every time I earn more, I have to continuously tell myself it's safe. You're not going to go back into your eating disorder. You're not going to get drinking again. So that's been a huge process for me. Okay, you'll always hear me say 95% of awareness is recovery, healing, transformation, and change. So no matter what in this class that you're live or you watch the recording, you're going to just hearing this will be transformation. In my coaching, I teach, whether it's individual or in the Aligned Women's Path, which is my 4-month container, I teach the 4 A's: awareness, allowance, asking aligned questions, and then the aligned action. I kind of keep things under the A's. Isn't that cute? Aligned women, the 4 A's. That's just how it's developed over the past 6 years. So this is part of my method, those 4 things. Tonight, if anybody has any questions, raise your hand, but I'm going to cruise through it. Tonight, this is what I also want you guys to start to integrate, start to understand where you may have not before. Tonight, the neuroscience of your wealth ceiling. The wealth ceiling is the unconscious limit. I don't think this might be a repeat, but it's an unconscious, so it's not conscious, but it's right there, okay? Limit that your mind and body set on how much money, success, or abundance feels safe for you to have. I am repeating this, but we're going to repeat it. What we need to do is start understanding, working, clearing, becoming aligned. And in the Aligned Women's Path, we just spent over 4 weeks learning more about the nervous system and how to align with it and the subconscious. Here's what's really happening, and I have to focus on this, is what we understand more than we've ever before. Okay, because all the money classes we've all ever taken did not include, or at least the way I'm teaching it, is all 4 of these levels. Would you agree? Okay, it's all of it. And probably in 15 years, they'll figure something else out about the energetics and the system of the body. But hopefully, this is it for right now. Your ceiling wealth, your wealth ceiling. I'm going to repeat that apparently 3 times. Okay, your wealth ceiling is the upper limit your brain believes is safe to experience. Apparently, that was 3 or 4 times important that I wrote that. It is not logical. It is neurological. This is what we didn't know. Okay. That's why mindset work, mindfulness, mindset, so important. So important. But the work is deeper. Okay. The brain's job, its primary job is safety, not success. Like, think about that. We're like working, working, working. Oh my God, let me talk about it. Working, working, working. And why is it not happening? Why is it not happening? If I start to understand that my brain's job is safety, not my point of view of what success is. So when we begin to earn, receive, or hold more money than what's familiar, your subconscious mind sounds the alarm. Too much, unsafe, retreat. Do you get that? On a way that you've never, like, what's going on here? And so everywhere that you may have judged yourself, judgment, our number 1 loop when it comes money, would you please just allow you, yourself, your body, your nervous system, what would it be like to not do judgment with money? And that's my second A, is allowance. Like, learning how to be an allowance of what you did, what you're doing today, and total excitement of where we're going. So we did just talk about this in the Aligned Woman and the 4 F's, the fight, flight. It's total dyslexia happening tonight. All my words are turning back and forth, but just flow with me. The 4 F's, fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And fawn was a new one that we talked about that a lot of people, it was very new to them. But these are where our nervous system goes. It has a tendency with money to usually go to 1 automatically. I mean, it's just where it goes. And then it may peer off in different things, but it has this normal place where it goes into reaction. What I want is a space that you aren't in reaction, where you're like, oh, okay, cool. Now what can I choose? I have a client, and I said here, let me say this about the amount doesn't matter. I have a client right now that makes $250,000 a year. And she cannot hold on to it if her life depended on it. It comes in and it goes out and then some. So we may say, well, I don't make enough money. Okay. It doesn't matter how much we make. It doesn't. And when we're working on this, and there's so many subconscious layers in there of like why she can't, she's making it, she's receiving it, that's a part, but she can't have it. Okay. And there's that parts of it is receiving it first, then having it. Okay. So here is the neurological parts that you may not know is happening. And I want you to know about that. The amygdala. We talked about the amygdala probably 10 years ago when I was in network marketing. It was like this big thing. The amygdala, what's happening in the amygdala? And people talked about it, but they quite didn't know what to do with it. But we started to learn about, like, what is this powerhouse? When I do body work on people in energetic, this area is our power zone. This is where I energetically will work on somebody with body work to release and reset those spots in this powerhouse right here. So the amygdala is our brain's fear center. Okay. I think mine was pretty big. And sometimes I still think it is. It has been so conditioned to have every trigger go through there. So what it does is it perceives expansion as a potential threat. Okay, I've taught many classes. Some of you have done it on about expansion. What I want for you is not to live in contraction where most of us are, but to be in expansion. And expansion is, as we all know, if you've done work, expansion is very weird. It's a very weird body thing. We don't like it in this culture the way we've been raised because it's uncomfortable. And when we expand, say we shift something, if we don't know what to do with it, we will drink, we will eat, we will shop, we will do anything that we normally do. But my job is to keep you in the space of full expansion all the time and learn how to be comfortable with that. And I've been teaching that, right, for 6 years, but I didn't understand to the level I do today. That has also, it's nervous system, like my nervous system is okay just being. All righty. So that's what the amygdala is doing. Even abundance can trigger a stress response. If your system has linked more with danger, rejection, or failure. Okay. Our nervous system then kicks in. Okay. Tightening, distracting, sabotaging to bring you back to your baseline. Okay. I'm learning in my certification right now that we as an adults have about, I think they said about 350 subconscious belief systems that can actually be pulled and re-triggered, realigned, okay, emotionally coded. So I think that's exciting because it's like, oh, I want to get into those little doggies down there and I want to bring them up because I'm a growth junkie. Okay. Our RAS, the reticular activating system. We talked about that a few years ago. It's like my RAS. And the RAS is that thing where you're going to buy a red car. You've never seen red cars on the road, but now you want a red car. So all you see is red cars. If your RAS is activated to lack, guess what? All you see is lack. And you bring all those people into your world that are in lack. So it attracts what it is that you are energetically putting out there. It's our brain's filter for reality. It continues to notice and recreate the experiences that match your old financial identity. And with that, we can all sit here and have just massive amounts of memories with money. Do you agree? Like they're just like, da, 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 da. Okay. So part of the work that you have to do is clear all this past. You have to clear the energetics of it, and that's what we do, so that you no longer have a memory. Anytime you have a memory, it's a looped trigger back to that. And then if you haven't cleared it, aligned with it, you can only outcreate it just a little bit more. So here's where money is really interesting is, say you had, how do I want to do this, especially like in sales? There's just our past. If we do not clear it, I'll just repeat it. We will go back to that place and only outcreate it a little bit. And a little bit. And a little bit. And a little bit. And it's slow. Okay. So your old financial reality, we get to rewrite it and align it. So in short, your brain keeps you looping at the current wealth level because it believes it's protecting you. Okay. Any questions, feedback? Because I got a couple of you on that, or is this kind of new information a little bit? A little bit? No? Okay. Any questions? We're good. Okay, just double checking. It's important to learn a deeper understanding. So there's 5 areas. I want to just skim over them with you, but then we're going to focus on a big one. Okay. So whether you choose to work with me further, we're going to talk about these in the Aligned Woman, but otherwise, just know that learning a deeper understanding, learning the energetic expansion tools, knowing that money isn't numbers, it's energy. This is a fun little, it's not written in my thing, but one of the things I've taught in the past is close your eyes really quick. And I want you to be aware, where do you see money? Does money come to you from where do you see money coming to you? Does it come from the front? Does it come from the sides? Does it come from up above? Does it come from the back? Does it come from up through your feet? Okay. Does anybody want to tell me where they see money? How do you see money coming to you? Does anybody want to share where you see it? Jennifer.
Did you say me?
Yeah, where do you see it?
Just coming right at my face,
Okay.
just like a storm
Okay. It's coming at your face.
right in front of me.
Okay.
I never thought about this before, but it's curious.
It's very curious. And it took me a good year or two to really get it. So now I see money coming from everywhere.
Okay.
But I only saw it coming from the front. Okay. Anybody else? Tell me where your money's coming from. I'm getting so excited. Okay, go ahead.
I first saw it's coming from beneath, like it was stacking up beneath me.
Okay.
And then something from behind, but it was stacking up.
Okay. Okay. I was not planning on doing this exercise, so now I have to remember it all by heart. Okay. And then Michelle.
From in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I haven't taught this body awareness, but when it's coming from the front, what you're looking at is the money is always in front of you. It's never here. It's always in front. The chase. Like I see it, I'm going to get it. I'm going. I'm doing whatever I can. I mean, get it. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Diane, there's something in the system where it's going to come from the earth. It's coming from below you and up into you. Okay. We could dive more into that, but it's coming up. Okay. Coming to when you see it from the sides, and I can't remember what the 4 places, which one, and this one means that it's spiritually. If you see it coming in through your head, like you're waiting for God just to land it into your space, like it's spiritually just gonna come to you. Okay. To the sides, oh, I can't remember. But I will tell you when we get into the class. And then, do you see it exiting or does it just come in and stop? What does it do? Say it, Jennifer, does it stop?
Yeah, it just comes in and stops.
It stops. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just keep it simple. Money isn't numbers, it's energy.
Right.
Until we know that money flows in and it goes out, goes back in and it comes out. This is what money is supposed to do. Okay. We have learned to pull it in, to did that, and then to buckle down on it. Okay. And this is all what's happening. This is contraction. What we want to learn and have to be safe how to do that is money is always coming to me. Money is always flowing. But it's not just saying it, it's becoming the energy. And it does happen. Like when I close, I finally can see it. And there it goes. And there it goes out. And I can actually push money to you. Like I could literally, like right now, Jennifer push money, Michelle push money, and Diane push money, and our other guest. And this is how we also work in sales, by the way. If you're good with your customers in sales, it's because you know how to pull money from them. Okay. So there's so many techniques with this. So that's just like expansion tools. Are we using them? And now we understand it's also the nervous system, the emotional body, and our frequency field. I mean, it's like there's a lot of things, okay? But it's okay because I'll teach you all of them. Any of those layers that are contracted, guilt, fear, old programming, you'll manifest money, but you won't feel safe holding it. Okay. Like I said, I've taught so many money, in last 6 years coaching. It wasn't until like maybe 3 years in, I was like, we were teaching receiving. Money's not the problem, you are receiving the money. And all of a sudden, one day, I'm like, I'm receiving it, but I also have a point of belief there that I can't actually have it. Like that was like for me one day. I'm like, it's coming, but can I actually have it? Can I hold it? Can I let it just sit for a little bit? So that's what we're going to reprogram. We're going to realign. Learning these tools to expand your energetic capacity to receive, hold, multiply wealth with joy, safety, and ease. And I have that today. So I swear to goodness, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay. So the areas to learn more about, and then learning about scarcity frequencies from the energy body. Scarcity doesn't start with you. It's often inherited from family patterns, collective consciousness, past life experiences, the generational patterning that I am learning with subconscious work is the way we test it and so forth. These patterns can go back like 6 generations and we can actually clear them. But it's just like mind boggling, like from the dad. And then you wonder, and we actually get these belief systems. I'm not really going to go all into it. They're actually passed from our mothers in the womb. That energy is part of us. Okay. I'm not going to go into all that. But when you start to realize, where was my mom and dad with money? Even when you were in utero, that is part of our DNA. So for everywhere we couldn't fix it the way we've been trying to fix it with mindset, there's a little bit more to us. So enjoy the holidays when you're sitting around the table and you're listening to everybody talk about scarcity. Are you going to match it? Or are you going to just be this energy of interesting point of view? And it's if you don't know that tool, it will be hard to be in that and stay in that, but you can sure like go in and out of that. Like, I'm not going to buy into that. I'm not going to match that. Okay. Experience of loss, struggle, and survival. Okay. These frequency live as energetic imprints. They are sensations of never enough, it always runs out, or I have to work harder. Those are like our basic. There's like so many of them. But can any of you relate to it's never enough? Mine is never enough. Like no matter what, nothing is ever enough. And I don't even know what enough is. It's just never enough. Okay. And it always runs out. Or I have to work harder. And of course, the age group of women I'm working with, this is what we grew up with. I had the point of view, the belief system, you can have it all. But no one told us we would have to sacrifice, which was our body, our spirit, our emotional and all that. And that's okay because we had it all. We had the careers, we had the children and all that. But the underlining thing was I have to work harder. And as a collective over the last couple years, you may see, I'm just into the coaching world and all that. It's not about working harder. It's how do I receive with ease? And our systems don't know how to do it. They just don't until they do. Okay. The other one that you need to learn about in those 5 levels is how to hold wealth energetically. Receiving is only half the equation. Holding wealth requires the nervous system capacity. If your energy body associates having with pressure, fear, loss, it will unconsciously something, because I missed the rest of the sentence. It will unconsciously not do it. So there we go. We missed the thing. Okay, so you guys have probably all heard the story of people who win the lottery. This is a Google it and you'll see it. People who win the lottery within 3 years, 2 or 3 years, have lost it all and most often have gone into more debt. And that is because they are not energetically aligned to even have that. So it's not that there's something wrong with them. Like, people might judge them. Like, how, you hear people judge. Anybody who judges people about money, just stop and go, wow, I wonder what their unconscious, subconscious beliefs are about money. Okay. But they just kind of reflect them. So that's why that money for the lottery winners lose it. They are not energetically programmed to have it. Okay. If you're wealthy already and you have the capacity, the expansion, the nervous system that can have that, then it will have that. Okay. Okay. We also need to learn how to expand our receiving. So holding it, the wealth energetically, and how to expand our receiving capacity. Alrighty. Your ability to receive more money, love, possibilities, visibility, how many of us are hiding, depends on how open your nervous system feels to expansion. This is a big one, visibility for all of us, especially if any type of business or sales, our visibility, our ability to be out there to the level that we know is possible, but where we're actually being is a whole dynamic itself. So if we are hiding, hid for years, still hiding on many levels, that affects my ability to make more money. Period. I'm not safe. When I was a director in Mary Kay, I remember it like it was yesterday again. I made a POC and POD moment, point of creation, point of destruction. I will become a leader who helps other women become leaders, but I never want to be in front. I remember like it was yesterday. So I could never be a national because that meant I had to be in the front. But I knew energetically that I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle the energy coming at me. I couldn't I'm intuitive. I read energy, so I would know what everybody's thinking. This is that part of in our aligned women is really understanding how your empathy, your sensitivity ability is a superpower, but you don't know how to use it. It's like just coming at us. Okay. So that was, I remember my offspring going, no, you need to be. And I'm like, no, I will just keep building you and I will stay in the background. When I earned my first Mary Kay car, I grabbed a neighbor and I had her stand next to me because I did not want to be seen in the newspaper by myself. I mean, and when I got my first car, I drove it into the garage and I never told anybody about it. Okay. I earned 11 free cars, so I learned a little bit, but that's about, I do know how to get things. I'm a great manifester, but the ability to actually have it, receive it, and hold it was another story. How many people have earned free cars and lost them? Okay. All righty. So let's take a deep breath. That was a lot. So 95% of awareness is recovery, transformation. Just knowing that and getting out of a space of now we're in awareness, we're going to be an allowance of like, wow, I didn't know all of that is possible to shift and change so that I can receive more. Okay. And then asking the right questions. But I wanted to talk, I'm also in another money class that one of my clients that I've taught for 6 years is now a new money, joy, love coach. Money, joy, money, not love and money, but love of joy, whatever. So she's teaching what I've taught her, but it is so cool to watch. So it's fun to listen from her perspective, also from actually financially how to like build out your money. And I asked her on the first call, what's the number one thing that people feel with money? And she didn't really, because I threw her right off, but it's shame. Okay. She was able to get through it because she like looked at the energy. She's learned how to do that. But shame is like the number one thing. It's the number one energy, whether you know it or not, or believe it or whatever. It's usually in there. Guilt, shame, fear around having more. So, the themes of consciousness and the money flow. I love the themes of consciousness. Dave Hawkins, I studied his stuff. If you haven't, it's fabulous. He talks about it's very, very heady, but he talks about energies. No, he talks about the number of the energy of what you're being and how that affects our energetic vibration, our signature. So right now, I want to show you something that will help you understand why your nervous system sometimes shuts down when you start to receive more. Okay. So again, take a breath. Just allow this to come in, allow it to flow. You'll probably only get a little bit of this, but you're going to get the recording to process it more if you need to. Okay. Um, the map of consciousness, your emotional state isn't just how you feel. It's what your energy is broadcasting, your signature to life. Okay. Where we are, where, we've heard over years, what's your vibe? You know what I mean? That wasn't a joke. It's like, what is your vibe? And now that they can measure it, they've actually measured the history of it and what numbers it is. What is your vibe? And where are you leaking? That's another big thing. We're not even going to go into that. Um, so it's your energy broadcast, it's your signature to life. And we do run different signatures in different areas of our lives, but in money, which happens to be the one thing that people are attracted to most because they think everything is always about the money, even though it's never about the money, but it's about the money, is what your body, what it tells your body, your brain, and your field about what it feels safe to have. Okay, this is a lot. Just taking what you want. So the lower states, what I'm referring to is this themes of consciousness chart. We will be going through this in the aligned woman, not just this month, but the next month. What we will focus on, this is very in depth. Okay, this was a class I took from Corey about the identity. I took it for about a year, and we went through all of those 3D, 4D, and 5D. Most people are functioning right in here. This is called the 3D, body is self. Shame, baby, shame is right here where most people are with money. This number is like 20. I don't have my number chart in front of me. It's like 20. Okay. Where I want my clients on their journey is right up in this 4D, which runs about 200, 300. Okay. Megahertz. They actually, they run the tests on it. But this is where we're running. And we wonder why we can't receive more money and when we can't have it and hold it. This is really important to understand this. So let me go back up here so we can do a little bit of work, but that's what I'm kind of referring to. The lower states, which is what I was just talking about. When we're living in those lower emotional states like shame, guilt, fear, anger, desire, or pride, our energy is in contraction. Okay. And I can, all of our money stories, each and every one of them all has all of these in there. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that story, oh, that story. I would have said a few years ago, oddly, that I did not have fear. I did not have fear. I just was like, I have no fear. Fear underlines everything I do and choose. I just didn't get it because I'm a balls to the walls kind of girl. I get everything done. Whatever I do, I do. Whatever vision board I've put up, I've put it up. But what was running all of that, it was fear. The fear if I didn't get it done, I was going to die. Like fear looks so different in everybody. I didn't know what, so anyway, but that was contraction. Each of these emotions has its own signature. So, where are you with your money story even today? But if you haven't cleared it, it's living from the past. Okay. When we hold these emotions around money And the big thing I want to tie into is subconsciously. Okay, mindset, energetics, awareness. Now we become conscious of it. And those little doggies, I don't know why I'm calling them doggies, these little doggies, these subconscious things need to come out. Underneath the pile of shit is the pony, is the dog he called you. Okay, today he's a dog, he's a little pony. And we need to clear all of this away. So having more could make you unsafe. Receiving more could separate you from others. It's not okay to want this. Okay. All of that contracts us, and that keeps us at our wealth set point, the level your system believes is safe. Okay. Is everybody getting that? Okay. On a different level than you've ever looked at before. Okay. And I'll just shout this out because we have a few people who are in network marketing and maybe have teams. If your team does not understand that, they are all hitting their ceiling. So invite them to this. I will teach them more. We will do another class because the more that they expand, well, you're the first one. So the more that you are all learning about this, you are the vehicle that's changing consciousness with all of this. So yay for that. But if you have people who are following, want more, you get to be that energy, but inviting them consciously into that, I would love to help you with that. Okay, so let's go here. I want you to take a moment. Which of these emotions feels most similar when you think about money or receiving? Like, do you have shame, guilt? I'm going to break them down. Fear, desire, anger. I have so much anger with money. That just came out recently too. I'm going to tell about that. Pride and ego. So shame might look like I'm wrong. So how do you do money? Feels like you reject it. You're hiding. You're collapsing. You're avoiding visibility. If I receive more, people will see. They'll see that, and I'm not enough. That all goes in that little shame pocket. Okay. Guilt. Do you feel guilt? You may feel a few of those. Guilt is I don't deserve it. Feels like hesitation or resistance. That's how money's coming in. It's hesitant, it's resistant. You're unable to fully receive or hold money without giving it away. Wow. Give away $90,000 because of guilt. Okay. And who am I to have this? Wow, totally. Fear. It's not safe. It feels like tightness, anxiety, control. Your body hurts. It's gripping. It's overworking. It's worrying it'll disappear. More, if I have more, it's going to bring on pressure and loss. I'm exhausted even talking about this right now. Desire. It'll only be okay when I get it. It's like chasing and striving. It's never enough. Tied to outcome validation. When I have it, I'll finally relax. Are you guys all relating to all of them a little bit? Even as I'm reading, I'm like, oh, hello. Anger. It's unfair. Oh, this is the big one that just keeps popping for me. I had no idea. Resentment or comparison, reacting to others' success or perceived injustice. Why them, not me? Here's how I just did some clearings on this. How I have so much anger. I've been divorced twice, and they involved a lot of money or lack of money or having money. And I'm so angry. I'm so angry about him taking the house. I was in a book. I don't tell very many people this. I was in a book that was written about me and my husband called The Surrendered Wife. It was on the top New York seller. It was written about me and my husband and how the lights were being turned off. We were going into bankruptcy. This girl made a shit ton of money off me. I didn't get a penny. That's a whole nother story. So you see my anger? Like right now talking about it, I have a little bit of anger. Okay, so when that anger is, I contract. That doesn't allow money to come in. So take a moment. Which of these emotions feels most similar? And how do you feel in your body? Does anybody want to talk? Tell me how you're doing.
All of them?
How are you
How bad?
breathing? How does your
How
body
bad is
feel?
that? It doesn't feel very good.
Okay.
It's feeling pretty like, and I would have said I didn't have any anger until you started talking. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I am a little pissed about that. I guess
Yeah.
I'm a little when I, a little
Yeah.
mad."
And like I've
Hmm.
done a lot of work in money, but this is in this emotion coding that I'm teaching and learning. I was like, it was so subconscious. Like I have so much anger for money because it's never there when I want it. It's never there when I
Right.
need it. I work so hard. And so there was a lot of this like turning. And then of course, because of that, my nervous system was like, screw that.
Right. Like I don't feel good right now.
Yeah. So do me
And
a
the more
favor,
we read,
everybody, really
yeah,
quick, just with your bodies. Will you just shake? Let's just do a little nervous system. This is called resetting a dysregulated nervous system. We want to get to back to regulating it, but so just shake it out. Even that anger, I felt it getting like really tight in my neck. I started to get a headache. So, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be right now to be at ease with money? Just bring it down. What energy, space, consciousness, and choice can I become to have ease and joy with money? Because where I'm at right now, I'm not having it. Okay, did that bring everybody down just a little bit? Just a little bit? Okay. Anybody else want to share where your emotions might be popping up when you think of money receiving? If you want to. Okay. Nobody? Okay. Are you in any of them, Jennifer? I'm going to keep poking. I'm going to poke the money bear.
Yeah, I thought I was in all of them, but and I am in all of them, but I also have a lot of fear of and so I overwork and overwork and overwork and so that I'm so tired I can't I mean my hands are wrapped with tape because I've been working so much with my hands. So I worry that I can't keep it. And I'm really day to day right now. Just okay, do the work, pay the bill, look at the spreadsheet. Okay, go do the work, pay the bill, look at the spreadsheet. It's very hard.
Yeah. So this is just awareness. We're doing allowance. We're doing awareness first. Now I want you guys to be an allowance of what you're becoming aware of. I kind of just do this. Okay, cool. I was getting better than that. If I created this, I can uncreate it.
Mhm.
I can start to ask questions. And that's what you'll learn when you do all those little things we talked about, those 4 different places, and then what
Yeah.
aligned action. You're in aligned action just by being here right now. Just even going, oh, wow, how cool. You guys were curious and you were in wonderment. So, yay. But here's also where does this feel in your body? We are walking around, this is a whole nother topic. Some of us women with so much pain, it's unbelievable. Like so much. And then so much pain, and then it's now manifested into actually diagnosis. Okay. There's not a right, there's not a wrong, it's just awareness. If I got here, I most likely can't undo it, but I've got to hit all of these levels. Okay. All right, Diane, you good? I didn't poke you. I didn't poke the money bear. Okay.
yeah, but I'm good. But that I have an awareness. There's a lot of stuff coming up, and it's not just money. So I'm like, wow. So I'm writing other
Okay.
notes.
Okay. Ladies, you might after this is transformational work. Okay. This is not just your strategy. So I need you to know tomorrow, this is going to bring up some new awarenesses. Be gentle, drink water, eat good, get outside. And I'm not joking. Okay. If you're a little bit sluggish or stuff comes up and there's fear, we'll follow up. Okay. We'll have that because we are bringing up a lot. Okay. And I don't want you to freak yourself out because that's what your nervous system's going to do. Freak, I don't want to go there. But if we do it gently and softly with ease, we can allow the nervous system to know it's safe to do this. Okay. So we talked about this. All right. How are we doing on time? So moving from here, 3D. This is all about suffering. The victim, the abuser, consciousness, me versus them, separation, duality. This is ego, stuck in negative emotional patterns, lack of faith in self or higher power. But this is where the spiritual part comes in. So, in this is also where we do force, we're destructive. Okay. I want us all here. Okay. Can you see my little thing when I do that, or is it just me? Okay, you can see it as I'm drawing. Okay. So patterns, beliefs, looping, stuck. That's what I hear a lot of us saying. In the subconscious, what I want to invite you to is emotion realignment work. When life feels heavy, reactive, we're in survival, we're in 3D. That means the energy, the number that's not on that particular piece of paper, but the energy of 200. To move into trust, neutrality, and expansion, 4D. Some of you may know about 12-step programs. He did a study that in 12-step programs, the energy raised up to 500. And that's the magic where people sometimes, and I'm sure he didn't break it down in church. He did it in addiction and recovery. That's why when people go to release, to talk about possibilities, to surrender, to talk about hope, everybody's energy felt lifted up to 500. I mean, just that is awesome. Being here, you're all being raised to a different vibration. We just need to learn how to keep it. So when we begin to align our energy, the next version of you, that next higher identity, that next higher version, the next identity of you, which is always changing. My voice is changing because that usually happens when something's clearing. Hold on. Our nervous system begins to, hold on. So would everybody please just say barriers down, please? Just go barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. And everything that doesn't allow each and every one of you to allow to say to you really quick, my nervous system is safe. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Okay. Whew, there was a lot of energy coming off on that one. I just said it. Take a breath and imagine what it would feel like if your body knew that money and overflow was safe. And that'll look like just a little bit more of this. What if your nervous system said it's safe to receive more? Your nervous system said it's safe for me to expand. Your nervous system not just said it, but it knew it. It's safe for me to have. It's safe for me to enjoy more. And it's safe for me to stay open and receive. That's just a few things. Imagine barriers down. And then we'll bring up that energy of like, wow, I'm curious about what that would be like. You know, in wonderment. These are the energetic priorities, we call them. We just spent a month talking about the energetic priorities that we want to show up as an aligned woman. Okay, so did you learn some? Are you guys pretty fried at this point? A little bit? Okay, good. I did my job.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. Diane's a pro. Only in the sense that if you've worked with me a long time, your body does know what to kind of expect. And right now it's a little bit of like, who is this person? What is she talking about? But here's who I am, because there are 4 or 5 of you who know nothing about me. So I'm Lynnae Velasquez. I'm an energetic alignment and emotional freedom coach, and I've had 5 million names over 6 years of coaching because I can't quite define what it is that I do. It's just magical. And I invite you into your magical space. And I am the founder of the Aligned Woman's Path, which took me 6 years to pull this all together in a 4-month container. I help women who have done inner work, but still feel stuck in the stress, the self-doubt, or emotional overwhelm. I just taught a class. Some of you came to that, and it was, what was it called? Triggers No More. from emotional chaos to calm, clarity, and confidence. Powerful class. So my work today is an accumulation of over 6 years of coaching, education, classes, lived experience. I shared in that class that I've spent in the last 6 years, I think it was over $50,000 just in my own education because it's important.
Wow.
And I don't do that that's not, but it's like I'm learning, I'm developing. The more I learn, the more I want you guys to know. I coach many, many women in both life and business because what's happening in your life is showing up in your business. It just is. So we got to hit both. I've been on my recovery journey for 35 years, growth and recovery. I learned the difference between understanding change and now embodying it. And I couldn't fully embody it until my body knew it was safe, and it's still learning. It's what I teach, how to regulate your nervous system, release stored emotional patterns, align your energy with who you're becoming so you can feel calm, clear, and confident in every area of your life and leadership. And know that this isn't something we get overnight. It's a process. It's a journey. It's why we call it a journey. There's no beginning. There's no end. You just jump in. Okay. So alignment is when, let me tell you what an aligned woman is from my point of view. See if you want to be her. An aligned woman is the version of you who no longer defines herself by what she's healing from, but by who she's becoming. She shifted from managing and striving to embodying and allowing, from reacting to responding, from doubt to deep self-trust. This is where women are hurting, is in that self-trust. The aligned woman, which is you, your nervous system feels grounded. Your energy is clear. Your choices are aligned with your truth because you know your truth now. Energetic mastery. You lead yourself with calm, confidence, and clarity, showing up fully in your work, in your relationships, and your life. The aligned woman isn't about chasing balance. That used to be an illusion, right? You're going to have balance. There's no such thing as balance. That's so old. There is, how do we be with all of it? Okay. How do we flow? And how do we not react? That's a big thing. She's living, leading, and loving from the inside out. So that's what the aligned woman is for me. The alignment is when your nervous system, I'm kind of repeating myself, is when you're expanded. You guys, we're all pretty crunchy. Okay, we're just crunchy and we're leaking everywhere. Okay, so spend the holidays watching your crunchy family and all the shit that's leaking out of them and how much you let leak right into you. I'd like you just to go, no, it's not going to leak into me because we're all a little codependent because we don't know anything else until we know something else. And you're going to learn your nervous system is safe to receive. Your body is learning that overflow is ease, and your energy is remembering that abundance is natural. Okay. So for Jennifer, who's already in the aligned woman, Michelle, who is already in the aligned woman, and Diane, who is an aligned woman, I'm just going to share with the people that are listening and to the replay. I invite you, like I said, they're in the 4-month. Okay. But I decided to do 1 month opportunity just to come into the energetics of receiving and having money. So if you know of anybody also who's not on this call, but you're like, this would be good for them, please pass that on. What you will receive in this 1 month experience, it's 4 weeks, but we might have to go 5, is you get, it might be 5, but it's 4 for right now. 4 weekly sessions, and they are 90 minutes. They're very similar to what we're talking about. You will also have PDFs. We're going to do integration tools. We're going to do everything like deeper than what we did today. All calls are recorded because you can only get so much. So you can listen to them again. The one thing you will also get invited into is the energetic gym. This is a group that I've been have since I started coaching, where I funnel people into after they finished one-on-one coaching or so forth. But what we have to do, I can teach you guys this, but if you don't keep practicing it, your nervous system won't get reset. So the energetic gym is where I do calls twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. They are recorded or you join me live. Okay. And then in that is 2 monthly group calls for all the women that are in the aligned, well, that's not what it's called, the energetic gem, which is also called the phenomenal wealthy woman within you. You do get, for everybody, in case you didn't know this, in the aligned women, you do get private sessions from me. My regular is $250 an hour. You get it at what is that, 125? So I want you to see the value of what you have here. That's my regular when people coach with me one-on-one. It's $250 an hour. This 1 month program right here, all of this is only, where is it? Is only $297. Okay. And I broke it down, $297, or 2 payments of $150. You can pay now, right now in November, and then on December. Okay, actually it would be December the 4th. Okay, so the value of this whole program is $2,500. You're paying $297 for all of that. And I have a choose it quickly gift for anybody who listens to the recording. But you girls are already in it. You guys all got into the program. You paid a little less because remember I said it's eventually going to go up to $3,000 for this program, okay? Because that's what it's worth. I'm just bumping it up. So if you choose it quickly, because right about in 10 minutes, you're all getting an email that says, hello, sign up, and you get your free gift. So isn't that fun? And that's for anybody who listens to the recording or is here with me who's not in the group. You get a 30-minute onboarding call with me, and that's valued at $250, where we will set you individually with what your intentions are for this month. Okay, so what we explored tonight, if it resonated, if you're ready to expand your capacity to receive and truly embody this work, your next step is clear. Join the aligned woman. So thank you for being part of this experience tonight, ladies. What you felt here isn't temporary. It's your nervous system remembering what's possible. And this is kind of bold, but I'm going to say it. If you don't choose something different with your money ceiling, you're going to find yourself repeating the same in 2026. Period. Okay. And that's okay. So just saying that. So this is your moment. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to expansion. Say yes to receiving. And here you go. So, woo! Cool. We have a few minutes. Does anybody need some facilitation? Does anybody have any questions? Is anybody crunchy, tight, feely? You have me.
Well, I'll take you. Yes.
Take me, maybe, because it's free
I'm like,
right
oh, did
now.
she just offer?
I'm
Let's
offering.
do this.
Yes, go. What's up?
I kind of feel sad, Lynnae.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel sad because I know I knew all of it. I really did. Like but yeah.
Okay. So, awareness. You're sad. Can you be an allowance? Everything that doesn't allow you to be an allowance. Everything that doesn't allow you to be an allowance. Destroy it and create it. POC and pod, because you had a POC moment. I will never, ever allow myself to feel all these things we just talked about. And from that moment, point of destruction. So you said sad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that your reflection? Is that your little girl? Or is
Yes.
that you as the adult?
That's my little girl.
Okay. Okay. So we're talking about 2 different parts of you right now. So I want to acknowledge, and the little girl, the reflection is the subconscious stuff.
Okay.
So I also need all of you to know if things come up, your job is to know that that is who's having those emotions right now. And that will be, you are safe. We brought up some stuff. We are safe. Lynnae is only a text away. Okay. I am only a text away to see if we need to do some clearing, some facilitation. Okay. Okay. Is it okay to be sad? Yes or no?
Well, I'm supposed to say yes.
Okay, so everything that is, okay. So everywhere you're supposed to, this is all of it. This is all of it.
Oh.
Hold on. Does that belong to you or somebody else or something else?
Somebody else.
Somebody else. So would you just return that to sender?
Yeah.
Let that go. We don't need to know who it is. Just pull that cord out. Don't need to know. So as an adult woman, the aligned woman you're becoming, would it be okay to feel that energy, the energy of the emotion of sad? You don't have to go into it.
Yes. Yes, it would be okay.
Okay. So we're saying that from the aligned
Yeah.
version of you, and it's an emotional energy. It's not the energy that you used to know. Okay. I
Yeah.
think that's what we also don't know, and that if you've had therapy, therapy just takes you into the pain constantly. But we need that. Apparently, I needed 10 years of it until, whatever it was. It was like so painful. But now, from what we know today, is we don't have to go. There are big traumas, there's big T's, there's little T's. And sometimes we do have to go to those. And I am capable of taking everybody into that, unless it's really a mental kind of thing, like where I, have to really go into a mental place, not a mental place, but really seek outside help for that. But I can go there. So again, knowing that your facilitator is safe with handling that you and your body and your little girl, I am totally capable of doing that with you. But as an aligned woman, you're going to learn to be able to be that with yourself. Okay, that all just kind of came.
You.
What are you aware of?
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, I feel better. I'm very aware, like it's words that were going through my head while we were talking. Like I was sad, but the words were, bootstraps and buck
Okay.
up and that kind of thing. And I'm
Yep.
aware that I'm aware that we cut that. Like, because I
Okay.
know that doesn't belong to me. That doesn't
I
belong
know.
to me. I even know the voice it comes from. You know?
Exactly. The energy knows that. Your body doesn't.
Okay.
This is where the lag comes in. The work that we do, ladies, it unrolls for a week, if not longer. And I just blasted you guys through 90 minutes. Okay. So your energy's shifted. You've moved, but your body is like, oh, wow. So do light and heavy. Everywhere that's heavy tomorrow, I just want you to go. Just remember, heavy doesn't belong to me. Heavy doesn't belong to me. Light is me. And if it's heavy, just keep going. This too shall pass. You know what I mean? It's got to move out. Outside, drink water. You might need to sleep. Me putting this together and teaching it, I will probably be wiped out tomorrow because I'm also facilitating. That doesn't normally, but money's trippy. It hits on every different level. Okay. So I probably won't do a whole lot tomorrow. Okay. So everything that is. Does that help a little bit, Michelle?
Yes, that helped a lot.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Good. Alrighty. Diane, I'm just going to do a little bit, just pull you down. Michelle. There's a lot of feelings right now. I'm aware of everybody's a little bit. And that's okay. So, would you please acknowledge the courageous work you did today? And anybody who's listening recording, this is transformational work. And I just wonder what else is possible. Continue to be curious and will live in question, because question creates the next space of possibility. Okay. And I think that's it. For the energetic gym, I'll see you on Friday. Anybody who joins will be with us on Friday's 1 hour call. And I'll see the rest of you on Thursday night for the Aligned Woman. I'll be somewhere all the time. Okay. I love and appreciate you guys all so much. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Mwah. Many blessings to you.
Thank you.